Hey guys, Adam here at BetterFit. So as you can see, I've got a brand new whiteboard. So we're moving up in the world. So I'm actually here in my mum's garage to try and get the lighting and everything like that all good, and I didn't have anywhere else to put the whiteboard. So today I wanted to go over my 5 tips on how you can become a better swimmer from a beginner. So I myself was a beginner swimmer about 18 months ago. I sort of dabbled in it a little bit over the years, but I never really stuck to it enough to get any better. But about 18 months ago when I moved here to Tauranga, I decided that I would like to just have that security behind me, because I was living close to the water, so I was out surfing and things like that, and I really wanted to be able to compete in triathlons. I actually had my first triathlon. It was a sprint triathlon, but I had my first one back in March, so I was able to do the length of the swim, which I think it was about 750 meters, which wasn't easy, because I'd only been swimming about just over a year at that stage, and to be fair, I was pretty shite at it. So over the course of that time, I've worked out what the best things that I've learned from having a coach, and just things from online, and what's worked for me the best. So today I'm going to share those with you, so that you don't have to make the same mistakes that I did, and that you can fast track your swimming. Okay, so alright, I'm going to do this. Alright, so number one is going to be the most important, and then we'll go down to 5. This is, in my view, is relax. I don't know if you can see this. Hopefully I'll be able to mirror the image back. Okay, yep, so relax. That's the biggest thing, the biggest concept that I want to talk about. So swimming is all about economy of movement, being efficient with everything you do. If you're quite tense, your muscles are using energy that you don't need. So you need to try and relax everything, your shoulders, your fingers, your toes, just move through them and just try and relax, especially your legs, because most of the bulk of our muscles is in our legs. Well, a lot of them anyway. So just try and relax as much as you can. Sing a song in your head, a nice relaxing song when we're swimming away. So it should just be like, when we're running, you sort of get into a bit of a groove, a bit of a rhythm when we start to relax, and then we find our pace and things like that. Swimming should be the same thing. You should find your pace. You should just be moving through the water, nice and relaxed. So that's the biggest thing that you'd want to work on if you are having trouble swimming and you're finding that you're out of breath and you're gassed out quite a bit. The second thing I want to talk about is alright, I don't think you're able to see that. Just bear with me here, because this is all new to me. Alright, we go there. So we've got kick less. So I want you to kick less. When I first started swimming, I thought that that your kicking is going to propel you for most of the way, and I'm not alone in thinking this. A lot of other people that are new to swimming, they think the same thing. So it's quite common, but the fact is it's only going to be about 10% of your propulsion. Your kicking, it should really just keep your body afloat. It's just for buoyancy, really, and a little tiny bit of propulsion. But the majority of your swim is going to come from all torsional rotation and upper body work, and being streamlined in the water. So kick less, nice sort of through the water at a consistent sort of pace, nice and relaxed. And the big thing is kick from your hips. So we kick from here and not from the knees. So you want to be kicking from the hip. So the biggest mistake that I was making was there was a lot of bend in my knees as well. So you really want to focus on kicking from the hip. And a good way to learn that is by doing backstroke without the arm movement. So just having your arms by your side and then rotating from side to side and then just kicking, so just with your feet from the hips, and that'll put you in the right frame of mind, but it'll also get the muscle memory going from your hips to start kicking with the hips, because that's what we really need. And then once you start your front crawl or your freestyle, however way you want to say it, that will transfer straight over. Like, one of the first things I do is I do that drill, and then I flip over to front crawl, and it's just so much easier. Like, I'm more relaxed. I'm just, yeah, because my legs aren't taking the brunt of the energy, so I can swim a lot better. So that's one thing that I do, is always try and swim on my back and just have my hands by my side and just get used to the rotating and then kicking from the hips for a few hundred meters. All right, number 3. All right, so we have rotates. All right, so this is going to be another really important one. It's super important to rotate your body through. So when we're coming through, you want to be rotating, and then turning your head. And your head should only be, so ideally it should be one goggle out of the water and one goggle in the water. Your head shouldn't be coming up. It should be staying close. Cool, ear on the water. And so once you've done this, you've rotated your body. You can see there, my body is turned. Cool, and then coming back, and then the skunk is going to turn this side, same thing. So it's really important we're doing that. Cool. So rotating will help you with economy of movement. It'll just help you streamline yourself through the water better. You'll just be able to feel like it feels right when you rotate. It feels like you're swimming. So that's really important. Yeah, mostly just because you can glide through the water quicker. You can cut through the water, and it's just more efficient for you to move. So you're not using as much energy. Okay, number 4. What do we got? This was a tricky one for me. Excuse the pun, because it's called trickle breathing. Breathing was one of the hardest things that I had to work on. I thought breathing was all of my issues, but it wasn't. But this here will really help if you can get this down. Alright, so you can see that there. Trickle breathing. So what do I mean when I say trickle breathing? Basically, so when we're in the water, a lot of people don't actually know this, you have to exhale your air, because when you turn, if you don't exhale in the water, then you'll be trying to exhale and inhale at the same time, and then you'll get like trapped gas, air bubbles and things like that. It's not nice. You still even get that if you don't exhale all of your sort of air, or the majority of it, because you're still trying to exhale and then inhale at the same time, and it's not good. So exhaling, so if you're doing bilateral breathing, so on every third, so it'll be, this way, and then that way. So we want to be breathing out, so nice and slow, either through your, so how do? I go through my mouth, mostly because I can control that and it feels more comfortable to me. So I'll trickle breathe out my mouth, so nice controlled breathing. And then just before I turn my head, I have a propulsion or explosive sort of breath out to try and remove the remaining O2, or the remaining breath that I've got in there. So I try and get rid of that, and then close my mouth, turn, open, close, and then back in. So that when we're like feeling gassed, that's because our CO2, our carbon dioxide, has actually built up in our blood, and we need to get rid of that. So it's not that you're out of breath, it's just that your CO2 is building up. That's why a lot of people will say, like, if you're trying to do hypoxic breathing and stuff like that, you're trying to swim for long distances underwater and things, you can hyperventilate and it turns your CO2 response off, which is a bad thing because it's a trigger warning. It's kind of like pain sensors. Like if you touch something hot, it's going to hurt because it's telling you stay away from that. Your CO2 going up, that's going to cause you to black out if you don't pay attention to it. So if you turn that system off by hyperventilating, then we can black out in the water and then obviously drown. So that's not what we want. So don't do that. So it's basically just trickle breathing out and then explosive breath just before you turn. So give that a go and see how that feels. In combination with all the others, just try and stick to one thing at a time though. Like just work on either relaxing, kicking less, rotating, trickle breathing. Just work on one thing at a time and just focus on that, and then you can add another thing to it once it's become sort of habit. But if you try all this sort of stuff in one go, it's just gonna be a nightmare. You're not gonna have fun. So just slow down, work on your technique a little bit, have fun with it, just be kind to yourself. Because you will be getting better. I thought I wasn't, but I actually was, and I was amazed that I can actually comfortably swim now. By all means, I'm pretty slow and all that sort of stuff, and I find myself getting caught up with people next to me that are probably like swimming their whole lives, and I'm trying to race them and stuff, and I try to actually beat myself up because I'm like, I should be better, but reality is, we're beginners. The last one I got is... So number 5 is head facing down. Again, sorry if you can't see this. I'll put some what are they called? Like little captions and stuff below as well, so you can see that. Alright, so we've got head facing down. So this is going to be really important for buoyancy, to lift your legs up. So what happens is, I'll use this marker as a explanation. So what happens is, if our head is sort of up and it's not sort of down when we're looking at the ground, or if you're going to pull the black line sort of thing, or the bottom of the pool, if we look up a little bit and sort of forward, even at a 45, we want to be straight through the water. If we look up, we're going to start tilting. So this is going to be, this is our head, this is our legs, we're going to start tilting. Cool, and this is going to cause drag. Okay, and that's not what we want. We want to be nice here. So if we're looking down, we're going to be nice, streamlined through the pool, in combination with the rotating, with kicking, everything like that, and the relaxing, and then we're going to go on our merry way. So try not to look forward as you swim. Cool. Stay down as much as you can and then rotate through. I do just want to touch on back with the kicking from the hips and stuff. One big thing that you can work on that's really helped me is, shout out to my coach Pete Campbell, is make sure that your feet are together and then they're not sort of splaying outwards. So you can practice just by making sure your toes tap together as you're coming through the water, and that'll help a lot as well. Okay, so there you have it. There are my top 5 tips going from a beginner to a less of a beginner, I suppose, as a swimmer. And if you have some swimming goals, they're going to get you started. So number 1, relax. Number 2, kick less. Number 3, rotate through. Number 4, trickle breathing. And number 5 was head facing down. Cool. Have a go, see how you go, and let me know in the comments, because I'd be super interested in if any of these have helped or if you've come across the same issues. See you next video.